Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the difference between RDD, data frame and dataset. So RDD is the basic building block of the Spark. So when you are writing a data frame, Spark SQL or dataset, in any language on the Spark, so ultimately at the end, it gets converted into RDD. And RDD is something which Spark understand and all the transformation action is performed in the RDD. So first we need to understand what is RDD. So RDD is resilient distributed dataset. So what we understand by this? These are the features of RDD actually. So resilient means it can accept fault tolerance. It can accept fault tolerance till some level. The meaning of this is whenever an RDD is destroyed, it creates the data of itself, or it creates the meaning of itself from the metadata, from the DAG, and from the RDD lineage. We'll see how it does that. So fault tolerance actually means till what level of the fault a particular thing can tolerate. So RDD has the feature of fault tolerance, which we call it resilient. RDD is distributed. So RDD is a data structure. Like normal language, we have an array, we have a list data structure. So RDD is also a data structure, but it's distributed. Means the data inside the RDD is distributed across the partition. So whenever you submit a program or queries to the Spark, it creates a plan, it creates a DAG. So DAG means how the program will flow, or what are the one steps and what will be the next step of that. That graph, DAG graph is created. With the help of DAG graph, the RDD lineage is created. And whenever any RDD is destroyed, or by somehow the RDD is killed or it's not available, then RDD by itself create its meaning, it creates the data. We don't need to write any manual code for it. We don't need to write any code for this recreation of RDD, any logic for this. RDD itself does this with the help of DAG. Now this is all about RDD. Now RDD has a problem. Like whenever we have a data, then RDD understands the data, but it does not understand the column of the data. Means if I have a table in an Oracle, so if your system is able to understand the content inside that table, but it doesn't understand that name, what lies in the name column, or if it does not understand the meaning of the schema, then it becomes very difficult to do any kind of transformation with the help of that. So DataFrame is something, DataFrame API is kind of a wrapper on the top of RDD, which gives the schema meaningful or schema meaning on the top of RDD. Dataset has both the properties of data frame and RDD. So datasets actually lies between RDD and data frame. We'll see that. So first we'll try to create an RDD. We'll show you how RDD looks, and then we'll go and look into data frame. So before moving forward, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel and do like and share the channel if you really like the content of the channel. One more thing I want to mention is dataset can only be created, or you can use dataset only in Scala and Java. You cannot use, if you're writing a program in PySpark, you cannot use dataset because dataset feature is not in the PySpark. By the end of the video, we'll also come to know that why dataset is not available in PySpark and why it is only available with Scala or Java. So this is our terminal. I'll move into Spark cell. Okay. And I will create an RDD. So first of all, this is running on a local mode. You can see this master as a local. And this is, we have a Spark context as SC and the Spark as a Spark. So we'll create an RDD out of it. So this is the line which will create a RDD. So I'm reading a normal text file. It's a comma separated file. And then let's see. So now you can see that this lines is an RDD and it has a partition of 1. You can alter the number of partition, but that is not the purpose of this video. So we'll see the content. You see the 2 records. So you can see these 2 records are there in that RDD. So there are around 2 to 3 records into this. So now we are going to create a data frame. So if you are following my previous video, you would be knowing that how we create a data frame. In the PyCharm, I used to create the data frame and have just shown everything in a practical way, like how data frame works, how the transformation works. So this is a normal line in a data frame reading a CSV file where I have done the header as true and infer schema as true. And this is the file. Okay. So So this will create a data frame. You can see this data df is a data frame. So if we see the content of data frame, you will see this one. You can also convert it into RDD and then see the content. So now you see this data frame content is a row type. This is important. Remember this. In the later part of this video, we will discuss on this particular logic. So data frame understand the row type. It's a row object. The content or the schema into it is a row object. So now we'll create a data set. So data set can be created in multiple ways, but the easiest way is to create from a data frame itself. So with the help of data frame, we can create a data set. So with the help of data frame, we can create a data set. So, but before creating a data set, we have to create a case class which will have the schema information. And then on the top of that, we can create the data set. So this case class I'm going to create. So I'll match with this schema because I have the same data. Okay. So this is the case class has been created. Now we are going to create a data set out of data frame. Data set equal to data df dot as, and then you have to give this case class name. Okay, so now you can see the data set is created and this is the schema. So you can run all the command of data frame in data set. Data sc dot so. Okay, and you can also run the map command in this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to do some illogical operation we are going to perform, and we want to see that if data frame is able to pick up that, is able to catch that during the compilation process. So what I have done the ID minus name. So ID is an integer, name is a string, and I'm trying to see if data df is a data frame. So is data frame able to catch this in this process itself? So now you see it is not able to catch. It has created a new data frame called test. Now when I do the show command, then also it has not given the error, but the output is itself an error. It's a null value. So in this kind of thing, like if you are doing some illogical operation with the help of a schema, in that case, data frame is not able to understand during the compilation time. The reason being, data frame reads has the row object. You have seen here, data frame has a row object, and during the compilation process, during the compile time process, data frame is not able to understand the content type inside the row object. So when you do the action, when you perform the action, that so is an action, at that time it gets actually executed, and then data frame is able to understand what is inside this and gives the null value as an output. So one thing to remember is data frame is not able to perform any logical check, any schema check while writing the program or doing the compilation. It does all the check when you do any action, when you perform any action. So during the compilation, data frame is not able to check any kind of data types or any kind of logically check. It cannot do it. Now we'll see how dataset perform in this case. So now I'm going to create a data ds as another variable, and here I'm going to, this is my data set data sc, and I'm going to run directly the RDD command dot map, and for each row do the minus of ID and name. Okay, now you see one thing here which I had mentioned earlier. In the data set you can perform the data frame operation also, and you can also perform the RDD operation. So I'm performing RDD dot map operation here. Now when you do the enter, it will give an error, method overloading error, because it is not able to understand, or it is not able to understand how integer and string will be performed in a minus operator. So that means data set does the check while doing the compilation. So data set is able to protect the data type, or type safety is available in a data set during the compilation time. But in data frame, type safety is not available during the compilation time. Now this is the biggest difference between data set and data frame. Everything remains same, but the biggest difference is type safety. So type safety error during the compilation is not available in data frame, but it is available in data set. Now the question is, why only in Scala and Java? Why not in PySpark? Why dataset is not available in PySpark? Because Python itself doesn't support type safety during compilation. So Python, if you see the Python in the terminal, we'll see that Python doesn't support the type check. So I'll do that. So I'll open a new tab and I'll run the Python shell. Now if I write here a equal to 10, some integer, okay. So now you see the type of a, it's integer. Now if I assign another like any string variable into it, okay, and then if we write here type of a, now it changed to string. So Python doesn't support, it doesn't follow the type check. So if Python doesn't support, then obviously PySpark is built on the top of Python. All the things, all the libraries are applied into from the Python. So this data set cannot be created in the Python or cannot be created in a PySpark. So this is the reason why DataFrame is not available in PySpark. It's available only in Scala and Java. So Scala, if you see, I'm creating a assigning a variable where a equal to 10. So now this is integer. I will reassign it to some string a b c d. Now you see it cannot be reassigned. Okay, because there is a type check provision in the Scala. So this was the reason for this. I hope you are able to understand the difference between RDD, data frame, and dataset. And moreover, which is more optimized? This is the biggest question. So data frame is more optimized because while if you have gone through the optimization checks or the catalyst optimizer or a SQL plan when the data frame creates, whenever you perform any queries, when you write any transformation in data frame, so it is basically a Spark SQL. So there are different phases in the Spark SQL, and there itself it does the optimization. Some push down predicate is applied there, and it does the optimization means like if you have applied group by and after group by you have a filter command on that same data set, then it will automatically create a physical or logical plan in which your filter will be applied first and then after that the group by will be applied. But this kind of thing is not available in dataset and RDD. So it's always recommended to write anything in a data frame. Okay, you can write a data frame on the top of Scala, you can write a data frame on the top of PySpark or Python. So this was all about the RDD, data frame and dataset. I hope you will understand this thing. If you have any doubt, please post your comment and do subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.